Testing, 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 testing. Okay, it's looking good. Background music is a little loud. Let's turn the background music down some. Make sure I have everything pulled up on my end. Good afternoon. Good morning. I hope everybody is doing well today. I have sent over a StreamYard link just in case anybody decides that they want to hop in and ask any questions at any point. And I'm going to pull up my Jira board. Pull up my retro. Sarah Lynch. Thank you so much, Sarah Lynch. I hope you are well. Feel free to interact with me. Ask questions if you have any. We are going to be doing a planning session where we get to plan out our week. Planning out family time, fun time, personal time. Let me get some water. We'll get started soon. Hey, Alexa, play Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Elevate your listening experience with Amazon Music Unlimited on this Echo and discover a vast world of music available at your request. It's free for 30 days and then $5.99 a month until you cancel. Terms in the Alexa app. Should I start your free trial and play Red Hot Chili Peppers?
No.
Okay, shuffling Red Hot Chili Peppers and similar artists on Amazon Music.
Okay. Let's go. There it is. There it is. There it is. Let me switch my lights up. I'm aesthetic. I like things to look good. I think that's good. All right. Now we're doing good. One more thing. One more thing. Megan, happy Sunday to you. So this is an issue. I'm noticing an issue where my frame rate is dropping big time. And it seems to be when I try to multi-stream to both my YouTube channels at the same time. So what I've decided to do is I've just gone ahead and dropped the other YouTube channel. So for today's stream, we're just going to go ahead and stream to the OCPD Coach channel as well as the Twitch, and we'll just rock it out like that today. I hope everybody is doing good today. I am. I will tell you this because I like to be transparent, 100%. Your boy is tired. I'm tired today. I think last night's stream, I told myself I was going to go to bed at 2 o'clock. That was not the case. I don't think I wound up going to bed until about 4 a.m., 3:40, 4 a.m. So if my energy is not as straightforward today, I apologize. But what my plan is to help you guys get as much out of this as you possibly can, right? And there we go. All right, so yeah, my name is Shannon Williams. I am the OCPD coach. My goal is to help you build a healthier relationship with progress. How do I do that? I show you all how I live my life. Every single day, I have to make strategic decisions to make sure that I'm not only being productive with my goals that are financial, but I'm also making time for my family, getting a chance to really give them the energy that they deserve. So, we are going to be hopping into Jira today. Today, we are going to be planning out. First of all, we'll be reviewing our week. So, our past week that we just had. And after that, we are going to see what things we can do better going forward, what things went well, what things really sucked. And then we'll be planning for our upcoming week. So this is a great opportunity for you all to hop in if you want to follow along, if you want to get your own Jira board set up, for instance. I have a Jira link and I just dropped it right there in the chat. So feel free to go and set your own Jira account up. If you have questions, if you need help, that's what I'm here for. Just let me know. And we will walk this fight for your life together. So I'm just updating my thing here and pulling this out. All right. So we have that going. My light seems so dead in here for some reason now. All right, let's go ahead and switch up our camera view. There we go. And we are going to do 15-minute time. We're going to do a 15-minute timer. So hopefully I'm not on mute anymore. Sometimes when I switch between my decks, it puts me on mute for some reason. But let's go ahead and walk right through this. So what we are going to do is start with our marketing meeting. So this is something that I actually just knocked out. Pull that over here. And we get credit for it. I'm going to pull something over real quick. Do content ideas. And I want to check. I always do this at the end of the day, but I just wanted to check something. Social stats. So as of 8/3, I'm going ahead and updating my numbers for you guys so you can see this live. So YouTube, where are we at with YouTube subs? How are we looking with YouTube subs so far? If I go over here for the OCPD coach, we are at 310. Wow, okay. So we jumped to 310 here. And the second YouTube channel that I made just for game development, we are at 17 subs. I don't track watch hours anymore. Wish list, Steam wish list. When I checked yesterday, we were at 650. Twitch followers. Let's check our Twitch real quick. So if we go over to the Twitch channel, we are sitting on Twitch. We are now at 340. So we saw a little bit of growth there. TikTok, check TikTok. So the reason I'm doing this, by the way, guys, is because I'm trying to build my social presence, and I'm doing it slowly. It's really, really, really slow. So whenever I can see spurts of growth or any type of movement, even if it's just 1 or 2 subs, that's a win. Up to 134. So that's a nice jump from last week on TikTok. Twitch, we went up 3 subs and we stayed around 337 for a while. Wish list, that's obviously been tracking up, which is good. The YouTube channel for the game dev jumped up 13 subs. So something happened there, and then 10 subs on YouTube. So I think we're doing really well. Course so 0, Patreons 0. And we would say my note is first week doing live panel. Okay. So I'm hopping off of Twitch now. All right. Hopping off of Twitch. And I can exit that. So now that I did that, I can go ahead and mark that complete. All right. Sometimes you have little tasks that you can knock out real fast. Just get them done. And since we have that, we are going to hop over to our done column. And this is when we're going to mark off everything that we got done. We're at that top of the mountain now. We made it. Let's see how much work we actually did. And this says 31 tickets. So if I go inside of here, let's start. We already did benchmarking social media stats. You saw that. We did our marketing meeting, so that's why I was running a little bit late. I just hopped off my marketing meeting for my video game. We do the OCPD coach hyperfocus stream. So that's our Saturday night stream that we did yesterday. I should really give myself two tickets for that because I did two streams. We did the hyper focus stream. It crashed at some point, and then I went live with a brand new stream, which was just game dev talk. So rebuilding the first 15-minute experience of so that is for my video game I'm working on. Sending my game for testing. I did that. The admin and planning, that's getting the streams ready, sending the emails if anything needs to come out. We did that. Cutting my son's hair. I get credit for that. Adding attack cards. So for the wrestling game I'm working on, I had to add cards to the data table. I did that and beyond. I added a few more cards. Configuring the game mode blueprints. These are the basic blueprints that need to have settings for players to access the data in the game. Did that. Building the initial data types. I did that. So AC drainage, I forgot that happened this week. We had record high temperature here in Florida this week, so I had to address the AC and drain. I think I drained it twice, draining out all of the vents, all of the plumbing for the AC unit that's in the garage. I had a Friday meeting. I put on board a lot. Okay. So yeah, this is a big meeting. I'll talk more about it. If things go through how I think they are, then I'll talk more about this in the future. We have our OCPD Coach Thursday stream. So I stream every single Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern time where we do a weekly check-in. My meeting with my consultant Jameson, we did that Thursday. Billing, I knocked that out this week. Adding the first set of wrestling cards to the data table, we got that done this week. I shaved. I know it's time for another shave, so we'll shave again, but I did shave this week. I added my first set of characters to the wrestling games data table. I did a big outline, so before I know what work has to be done, I don't like to give myself a bunch of estimates. I like to break everything down and get a great idea of what I need to do and then start work. So I was able to get that done. I built a marketing tool this sprint. Wow. Now, this is what I talk about. This is the importance of being able to go back and look at work you've done throughout a week with a tracking tool, because I completely forgot this happened this week. I built a marketing tool the end of last Sunday for my marketing guy, Jason, so that he could take pictures of all of the different games inside of Retro Game Store Simulator. So I definitely did that. Next, I recorded and uploaded my first video to Shannon the Game Dev YouTube. I think I have 2 videos up now, but it was just something to whet the appetite because I have a lot of stuff to talk about and I want to make sure I can start getting some content up. So I definitely got that uploaded. All right, we have my bi-weekly meeting with Camille, my video editor. We did that last Sunday. Sending out a list for streamer character models. Yeah, I forgot about this. This was last week. So I actually sent the payment earlier, but I have a few streamers that I'm having 3D models built for to be inside of my game. And this was just a ticket to get a reference of them and send them over. Give myself credit for the time I put into that. Configuring the game dev with Shannon content list. Yeah. So I guess I really started that channel up with content this week also. Trademark check-in. We do it every single week. Sunday stream. So this was last Sunday stream. I gave myself credit for getting that knocked out. Reading the Bible for 30 minutes. So just getting some spiritual time in. We knocked that out. Working out at least 2 days this week. We get that in different ways. Sun time, 2.5 dedicated hours this week. Yes. Plus. Wife time, 5 dedicated hours this week. Yes. Plus. And creating a ramp for my son. Yes. We absolutely knocked that out. So all in all, guys, I'm looking at the board. Things came in. So certain things came in for the wrestling game, which had me bump back some stuff for Retro. But the thing was that Retro was able to make it to testing this week. And that is a huge accomplishment. So for the victories, we get to do our special effect. This is a celebration because we got everything on that board knocked out. So let's go ahead and do it.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
So I'm happy about that. I'm really happy about it. Proud of the work that was put into it also. I put a lot of work into this sprint, trying to balance it out, make sure everything that needed to be done was prioritized. That was a big thing that I wanted to make sure I focused on, and I did it. So this is what a clean sprint looks like. Now, what I want you guys to make sure you pay attention to is the fact that I did not try to keep everything in, even though I had new things coming in. So I had a lot of work that was ad hoc, and the ad hoc work. A lot of times we try to keep all of our commitments and do the ad hoc, and when we don't meet the goal of finishing everything, we feel bad. So we have to get used to this practice of when things come in, you have to figure out what needs to go out. If nothing can go out, then you might not be able to bring that thing in. It's a balance, so it's like a tug of war. So I'm really happy with that. And with that being said, let me go ahead and clear the timer. Look at that. We knocked that out in record time. So we are now going to move to the next part of the stream. We are now going to move to the next part of the stream, which is going to be our sprint retro. But before that, I do want to leave 5 minutes for any questions. So if anybody has questions, this is the perfect time to ask. Give 5 minutes, 5 minutes. And let me go live on TikTok too. Need to get that back running. Let's go live. So yeah, 5 minutes. Any questions? This is the time to ask. Correct. Q&A. Okay, so I'm going to grab a question from TikTok real quick. It says, "What do you say? What do you say to yourself to motivate yourself? What do you say to yourself to motivate yourself?" Hmm. So I'm not really the type of person that has to be motivated to work. I have to be motivated not to work on stuff. So what I like to tell myself, first of all, rest is progress. That's an obvious one. But another one is I like to tell myself that I need to finish one thing at a time. So it is finish the thing first. That's a big one. And let me see what you have. So Megan, I'm searching Jira Help Center to redo my template board selection thing from when I signed up. Okay, so this is where I can also help, right? Let me send over. What is it that I wanted to send over to you? I'll send you a link to a video. Do you need hands-on? So, do you need hands-on help with your Jira board today, Megan? Because if you do, what I can do is I can have you hop in the StreamYard and we can build your board out together before we end the stream. So if that's something that will help you out, just let me know. So yeah, that's the answer to that question. Let's see what we have next inside of TikTok. The next question: if you could try anything new, what would you do? Hmm. Try anything new. Something with snow. I don't know. Maybe I would want to be somebody who built log cabins. I think that would be a lot of really interesting, a lot of fun potentially. So you say I'm trying to find the right template or something. So I don't think so. I can try the video. Okay, cool. What the one I use, I think it's software development. I think it's software development template. If you tell me the options, I can tell you which one because they always add new templates. And I go Scrum. So I do a strip down for mine. My parents live in a log cabin. Your parents live in a log cabin? What? What is that actual experience like? I'm curious. As somebody who has never lived in one, do they have? I'm guessing they have a fireplace, an actual fireplace inside of the log cabin to keep it hot, right? So let me keep going on that. I'm trying to find where I can select the new temperature. So I don't know the option. Oh, got it. Okay. So you made Azure board yesterday, and you're trying to find a way to select a new template. So let me pull this up. Part of me thinks when you select your template, you're in it. I mean, it's in Northwest Indiana, like the suburbs of Chicago. I didn't even know they had log cabins in Chicago, but it makes sense. We had them in Michigan. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you might have to make a new project and then select the template because I think once you select the template, that is the template for that project. I believe that's the case. Okay, so let's hop back to what we have going on, which is going to be our sprint retro. So let me go here and clear the timer off of that. And we are going to go to complete sprint. We got it done. That's the big thing is getting it done. Yeah, I like to see what the pre-made template options are so I can reselect one that might be a better fit. Got it. Okay. I'll just keep poking around. Okay, no problem. If you do get stuck, you have the Discord, so reach out in Discord if you need me to take a look. But I go inside of Jira and I strip it down because they have way too many things, and I like it being extremely simple. Yeah, we are heading out right after the stream. But let me keep going into the retro now. Drink some water. All right. Our sprint retro. The goal of the sprint retro, first of all, is to analyze ourselves, right? We want to look at our past week, look at our things that we were really well at, and give ourselves a pat on the back. And then the next thing we need to do is understand what we really sucked at doing or what things didn't go well. And the final part of it is coming up with a plan going forward where we can say these are the steps that we can take to minimize some of the issues that we had last sprint. So that is going to be what we're going to do inside of the sprint retro. So first of all, talking what went well. What went well this week? I'll just keep it simple. Network expanded. I had a great meeting this week, which expanded my network. And that is something that anytime you have an opportunity to expand your network, that's big because a network is like a net, it's like a tree. We do 10 minutes for this. A network is like a tree with multiple branches. So you just get exposed to new stuff. I will say marketing strategy, marketing strategy gained additional options. I will say family time was made. What's up, Tambourine? Family time was made and fun. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I was more experimental this week. So I was definitely with my content this week, I was much more experimental. It wasn't what's up, TikTok? What's up, TikTok? Welcome on in, y'all. A lot of times I get rigid in the process and I say, no, I'm gonna keep doing it this way, keep doing it this way. So this week I actually tried new things. I think every day this week I tried a different camera angle for the past 2 weeks and really tried to see what worked there. I will say all metrics are tracking upward. So all metrics are tracking upward. All social metrics are tracking upward. So now, what didn't go well? I need to find a way to get more integrated into TikTok. Another thing, I spent I spent too much money on fun stuff. I need to reel it in. I'll say another thing is when I'm on my Adderall, especially, my spending habits are more exaggerated. So it's something about when I'm on it, I don't hesitate to spend. It's a balance. You got to find the balance. When I'm not on it, I don't really want to spend any money, so I hoard the money. But when I'm on it, I'm much faster to spend. So it's good for business, but for personal life, you wind up just buying all this stuff. So, all right, what else? What else? What else? What didn't go well? What else went well? So stream. So Saturday stream was great. Saturday's stream was great and productive. What's that noise? See, they don't make me pull my camera out so I see who's making all that noise. That's crazy. Matter of fact, he's supposed to be in the bed. My son tries to get away with stuff when I'm not around. He's supposed to be in the bed right now. Okay, what didn't go well? It was something else that didn't go well. I took my Adderall too late again, actually. I took Adderall too late on Saturday and stayed up until 4 a.m. Now, if we're talking about things that went well from the business standpoint, the game. What's going on, everybody on TikTok? Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I clicked on something the wrong thing. So made progress, made progress on all time wrestling game without getting too distracted. TikTok, what's up? What's up? Found a healthy pivot point that allowed other projects to get developed. And anybody on TikTok that wants to watch this, we are on YouTube live streaming as well as Twitch live streaming. TikTok hasn't fixed it where I can show you all what I'm doing, unfortunately, so you guys can't see it. So found the healthy pivot point that allowed other projects to get developed. I'll say I shelved a project altogether to avoid to prioritize work. And I'll say big boy stuff. That's big boy stuff. Now the game is cozy block sim. Okay, what else do we have in here? Trying to think about more things that could have went better. What could have went better? Streaming communication. So pre-stream communication could have gone better. What was going on? TikTok, what's up, TikTok? Y'all can talk to me. Talk to me, TikTok. Ask questions if you have any questions. I'd love to help you guys. So yeah, we had my pre-stream communication could have been better. Letting people know when I'm live streaming, letting people know I'm live streaming. I want to start opening stuff up for people's questions more often. So that's why I have the call in option now. Appreciate the likes. Appreciate that. So everybody that's in here, what's going on today? Happy Sunday. Hope everybody's well. Feel free to ask me any questions that you might have. I'm a certified product owner, senior software engineer, game developer, all that stuff. But I like to help people find a healthy relationship with progress. That's what I love to do. Okay, so We got our Galactus. We went and spent time going to the Guardian. We're going to see the Fantastic Four movie again. Appreciate the likes, Agent Zero. Appreciate that. Appreciate the love. Yeah. That's all I could think of there. So now let's talk about things that could go better. Right? Things that can go better next week. I need to build solid plan to implement call in feature for streams. Appreciate the likes. Yeah, you really helped me out big time. Another thing, find a way to implement sketchboard into streams. So I have a drawing board. I want to start implementing that. I'll tell you one thing. I think I can have better content going up. I have, so let's say I can have more content uploaded to TikTok and YouTube based on my live streams. Hey, appreciate the likes. And anybody that came in, that was cool. People on TikTok that came across this somehow. So I appreciate that. If you want to see what I'm doing, I'm live on YouTube and live on what is it called? What else am I live on right now? Twitch. This is what happens when I get 2 or 3 hours of sleep. I'm extremely tired. My brain is done. I told myself don't take the Addy after 1 p.m. Yet I still did it, and that's what messed me up that one day. So or yesterday. So honestly, I'm satisfied with this. Tambourine, if you are in here, if you could think of anything I could have done better, things I did well this sprint, things I didn't do well, let me know. You got a flash goal view. What is the flash goal, TikTok? What is that? 3 gifters send rolls to your live in 15 minutes. Achieve this optional goal. 3 gifters send rolls to your live in 15 minutes. What is a rose? What is a rose, y'all? I need a TikTok helper. Oh, and now I pinned something to the bottom. All right, I don't know what that means. No idea what that does. Hey, don't let it go to waste. I love it, but I hate the taste. Oh, that's another thing that went good. I found the way to play my music out loud without getting copyright strikes. Found way to play music out loud without getting flagged on YouTube. Okay. I think we're solid here. So now that we have this, let's keep moving, right? We got our retrospective done. And what I like to do is highlight a couple topics and take about 5 minutes to just discuss. So the big thing I want to focus on is going to be finding a healthy pivot point. Let me zoom in so y'all can see this better. Hey, don't let it go to waste. I love it, but I hate the taste. TikTok is moving. What up, TikTok? So it says somebody's joining. Do they see the video? Can somebody explain TikTok to me? Somebody, anybody, tell me how TikTok works. Y'all help me. I'm unk out here. I need help. Okay, so here's what we'll do is this. I had two big things, right? Uh, 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 all right. So I had a couple projects that came to mind this week, a couple of them. And normally when that happens, I have a hard time not dropping everything and moving on to the next project. But this week, I was able to stick on task. I had a goal, I had multiple goals. I didn't get sidetracked. And that's something that gotta give myself, hold on. Gotta give myself one of these. I have to get one of those because that has been a struggle for me my whole life is sticking to a certain task. And oh, and Megan, I got you. Let me see what you said. You said, what goals do you have for your OCPD coach YouTube channel? I wonder if you'd like to brainstorm content ideas. Yeah, actually I would. So my goal to answer that question, actually, no, let me answer this first and then I'll go on a 5-minute break and answer that. So the other thing was I found the healthy pivot point. I have two projects in the middle of being developed right now. A wrestling game where I'm taking a wrestling card game and turning it into something digital. And I have a game I've been working on for the past year, Retro Game Store Simulator, that'll be available really, really soon. But I've got probably 30K into that game and I cannot pivot from it. So, me having both of these projects at the same time, I have to always have my projects moving. And I found a healthy way where I said, okay, cool, my consultant, I got this game to a testing point. I can send it over to you, and while that's getting tested, I can work on this other game and then bounce back and forth like that. So that is what I was able to do when I say found the healthy pivot point inside of it. And then the final thing on here, Saturday's stream was great and productive. Not only did we have Megan come over from the main YouTube channel, which was great to have somebody who just takes in the current content, but I actually was able to have a conversation for probably 4 or 5 hours with another game developer, and we just talked about a lot of personal game development stuff and what that experience is really like. So those are our big wins and the categories I wanted to address. Now that we have that out the way, let me do this. Megan asked some great questions. So let's do this. Let's do this. I'm going to do 5 minutes on the clock for myself. Mm-hmm. And TikTok, y'all ask me anything. Ask me anything. Except why are you? Yeah. So Megan asks, what goals do you have for your OCPD coach YouTube channel? I wonder if you'd like to brainstorm content ideas. So I would, of course, I'm always open to content ideas. Would always love to know what type of content you want to see. For the channel, my goal is to provide content that bridges people who have ADHD and OCPD because a lot of channels just focus on one specific area. I'm somebody who found out I had ADHD and OCPD when I was 26. So I went 26 years struggling with these disorders, not knowing what was going on, having issues. I was able to do things in business or in my professional life, but with your personal relationships, you struggle. You have a hard time really keeping friends because you're so critical of them, critical of yourself, have issues in your relationships because you're just doing way too much. So for me, I want to be the person where I can help people who have both of those disorders understand how they work together and then find how to get harmony out of them. Because if you have them both, there is a way for you to actually be really useful to the world and to people. I think we really can be good for people. The next thing, as far as an actual hard goal or a what is it called? The other word, something trackable. Trying to think of the word, but I'm not catching it. The big thing is welcome in, y'all. The big thing for the channel is getting to 500 subs, right? I want to get to 500 subs and try to get monetized because I've never had a monetized YouTube channel. And I think that it'd be cool to have one, first of all, just to check it off my bucket list. I always have goals, but then also have another source of income where I can continue to upload content. And then the third thing is awareness. OCPD and ADHD awareness. A lot of people, especially my people where I come from, we don't take mental health seriously at all. We act like it doesn't exist, and we have a stigma for what mental health and mental illness really is. But what I would really, really like to do is bring awareness so that hopefully I can help other people. Number four, help people out. I love helping people out in any way I can. So if I can have people coming on with questions or they have different things they need solved, then I think I could be really helpful with problem solving. Now let me see. I hope that answered your question. Let's keep going. I think I was 27 when I got diagnosed. I'm 35 now. And I'm really hoping that since you got diagnosed that it helped you out. Because I know a lot of people who get diagnosed and they say that it was crushing. And I'm sure it could change your whole perception of life. But for me personally, it was so eye-opening. I learned so much about myself. And I remember taking it to my wife and I said, mm. I was in the car and I said, I just found out I might have ADHD, and it made so much sense as to why I was having such a hard time getting stuff done or getting so easily inspired and all of that stuff. So it can be really helpful. All right, now let's move on to the next topic because I do have to head out of here. It was eye opening. There it is. That's the word, eye opening. Yep. So let me do this. Let me switch to, we're going to switch to a 15-minute time. My life made so much more sense. Thank you. That point. My life made so much more sense. That's all it was. It helped so much with understanding your brain and understanding all of the steps that have happened in your life. You can understand why they happen the way they happen. Absolutely. And that's what I like to I would like to do. I've had so many conversations when I talk about OCPD and people say, I've been dealing with that my whole life and never knew. So I'm all on board for helping people out and spreading awareness. All right, let's keep going. So the next part of this stream is the planning session. This is when we are going to go through all of the work, all of the different tasks and goals that we want to hit this upcoming week. And right now, this is insanity, as my son would say. It says I have 76 work items in this sprint. So if anybody likes watching things get organized, decluttered, any of that good stuff, you are about to watch a decluttering of the life goals, the goals that I have for the next week. Have you seen the How to ADHD channel? It's my go-to for 88. How to ADHD. For some reason, that one sounds familiar, and I'm sure I might have heard of it. Let me see. Yep. Oh yeah, of course. Yep. Yes, she was one of the first people when I found out I had ADHD. I watched a lot of her, and I watched some OCPD content, and that is when I that's why I talk so much when I say I want to be that bridge because many people have both, and some channels only cater to one. When I started the OCPD coach, it was just to cater to OCPD, and then I realized that more people had ADHD with it, and that was a unique experience because people know about ADHD a lot of times, and they don't even know that OCPD is a thing. So now I can bridge the gap and bring awareness all at the same time. So it's a great opportunity. Let's keep going. So 76 things. Let's pull some stuff out of here. Or first of all, the thing I like to do is bring up stuff that I know I'm going to do. So the hyper focus Sunday stream, we're gonna bring that up. The marketing meeting, benchmarking social media stats, admin planning, cutting my son's hair, Thursday stream, Jameson meeting, working out, son time, wife time, shaving, reading the Bible. Oops, reading the Bible. Sunday stream, trademark check in. All right. So we'll take this and drag it all the way up to the top. So we have that. And let me add another sprint. I need another sprint in here. And this sprint is just going to be a placeholder. So transition sprint. And guys, we are inside of YouTube and Twitch streaming live if you want to see what I'm doing. Because unfortunately, Streamlabs has not fixed my TikTok access. They banned me and have not fixed it yet. So let's move it up, move it up, move it up. Let's keep going. Move it up, move it up. I'm telling you, when I get back home after the movies, I'm probably going to sleep. Okay, so now we have a transition sprint, and I'm going to use this as my dumping ground. So I don't have to continue having 76 tickets. That's insane. So, one, release demo. That is not happening this sprint. That won't happen until we'll move it to playtest 2 for now. 3D assets for wave 1. That's not happening right now. Let's move it to anytime task actually, because that's what I know. My networking spreadsheet, anytime task, creating a camera system. Maybe we can do that playtest too. 2D lip sync. That is stretch work. If I get a chance to, then I'll do it. If not, oh well, we won't trip on that one too much. There was something in here that I know won't happen this sprint, which is Camille biweekly. That goes in playtest two. Billing goes in playtest two. These are things that happen every 2 weeks. What else do we have? Let's do look into Space Desk for drawn pads. Let's move that into transition sprint. So if I get a chance to do it, I can pull it in. Special NPCs, stretch work, advertisement system, stretch work. We'll do that as stretch work. Animatronics, stretch work, license and unlock. So license and decor, move both of those to stretch work. So I moved the deadline for my game, the release date. That gives me more time to get things done. So that's why I'm able to bump so much stuff out now. Consider television clone. That's stretch work. So I can let's go through and start selecting multiple things we can just push out of here that I know won't get done. I don't know how I got to this page because I was clicking on different things, but I wonder if this page might help you select a new template. Did you send the link? Because I don't see a link. Let me check YouTube. Oh, yep, I see it now. So let me go. How do I go to the link? Here it is. Let me check it out. Share projects. Yeah, so that's supposed to help you select a project. And I think I'm here. So it's basically this link here for you, for me. But you have it's not software. So yeah, I did software engineering template. So it's basically like this. And yeah, there it is. So then we have templates, preview a template for your next part. Here it is. And then if you click more templates, there it is. Thank you. That's helpful. So this link right here, that is the channel that you want. That is the page that you want. Yep. Great find. So let's keep going in here. This OCPD coach hyper focus stream, we're definitely doing that. So, oh, actually, this is all my repeated stuff. So we can ignore all of this. We are building the attack system and the match loop. Yep. Making things feel more snappy. Yeah. So creating marketing material. I created a tool last week. So my guy who's doing marketing actually is able to start doing this. What I'm going to do is bump this out into playtest two. Bump this out into playtest two. We did control or delete. Yep. Set up, what was that? Set up voiceovers and animations, playtest two. So all of this, let's see. My son is intentionally stumping. I can hear him. I know he is. Because he doesn't just do that naturally. And he's ready to leave. So a lot of this stuff, yeah, a lot of this stuff, I'm able to just bump right out of here. Man, this is actually good. Me having this transition sprint just gives me that pit stop to move stuff. Is your Azure link above supposed to be accessible? It says I don't have permission to view. I assume it's yeah, that's correct. So if you want to access, I would have to grant you access to my Azure board. And that's something, if I'm helping you out, you can always grant me access to your Azure board, and then I can always go in and look at what you have going on or help you manage it. But it is locked down. So you have the marvelous balloons. This is a stretch. It's a stretch. Fixed unit purchase system. Let's keep going. Add way to toggle visibility, customer desires. That's a simple system because I could do this with a button. No problem. Yeah, a lot of this stuff I'm actually able to move out, which is helpful. So let's keep going. Grab this stuff. Update documentation. I'm trying to think. I might not do any each of fry stuff this sprint. I think all of this stuff can go to transition sprint. This is not going to be done this sprint at all. We have RGSS Tycoon mode. UI only. Add way to toggle that. Yeah, a lot of this stuff was stretch work, so we don't even need it at all. I would like to implement sound effects this week if I can. The arcade and arcade machines, that'll probably be next in marketing prep. The mall unit finalization, that's definitely gonna be a marketing prep. Easily forgotten details. Let's move that to marketing prep. Mall events, marketing prep. Submit updated build to Xbox, marketing prep. Release playtest, implement rent payment system. Yeah, we need that. Create initial document for polished Kickstarter. That one I'm moving to next sprint because I think I'll start looking at a Kickstarter next sprint. Add persona card data, build collectible, trinket item list, build collectible system. So I could build the item list and then I could build the system next week. And send the game for testing again. And then we have rebuild first 15 minutes experience, part 15. I think that's fair. And what I want to do is I want to remove release playtest. I don't really care for that. No need for that. Because I have sent RGSS to testing. So as long as I have that, we're good. Okay. Now this is looking a lot more manageable. So we knocked this down all the way from 76. I think we were at 76 tickets. Now we're down to 28 tickets. Not 28. Oh yeah, we are at down to 28. So now let me add a few things in that I want to address. So all-time wrestling, I want to start getting this game ready to go. If I can package the milestone one, I'd be happy. So let's try to move that up. Adding the combo system. And I think that's about all I would have to add in for that right now. So yeah, I think I'm looking good, honestly. Let's see if we can delete some stuff out of here too. Mm-hmm. Ah, I'm a new day run away. Okay, so TikTok. I hope everybody on TikTok is doing well. I'll be ending this in a few minutes. I need to do a sprint, an actual sprint cleanup at some point too. Cause these are things I did. Like this did that. Painted my living room. So at some point we'll go through and we'll clean out this old Jira because this stuff is so old now. It's crazy how old it is. I've remodeled my entire office since any of this stuff was in here. For instance, building an accent wall for a living room. I built three of them. Okay. Uh huh. Yep. Yep, this stuff is done. Building a pager system. I built that out. Cleaning my truck. Oh, I miss my truck, by the way. Yeah, I miss my truck. Okay. So, right at time. Oh man, look at that. I wasn't even looking at the timer. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and thanks so much. I'm gonna okay, no problem, no problem. So the big thing is reach out. When you are ready to use your reach out to me so I can make sure because I always say it's not the tool, it's how you use it. So I can make sure you have it optimized to help you perform best. Just reach out to me. But other than that, I hope it works out for you. I really do. And I'll see you in the next stream. So thank you for hopping in. So real quick, guys, we are done with that. We have our sprint planned out. We are sitting at 31 tickets. And that's doable because I think last sprint I did about 31, 32. So we'll get this started. Every sprint I'm doing is 1 week long. So we'll do from 8-3 to 8-11. And every time I start a sprint, I automatically get some free points for OCPD Coach Sunday stream. Oh, one more thing I want to add in here. I'm taking okay, I see Thursday. I'm going to the movies with my family. So take family to see Fantastic Four. I saw it already and we're going back again. So when you get to do this, it'll be a 3-hour ticket. So I'm taking my story point estimate there. My label is going to be tier 1 relationship and then mental health because it helps in those two areas. Tier 1 relationship, that's wife and son, and my mental health is my mental health. So that is something we are getting ready to do now. All right, that being said, I think this was a decent stream. We got everything accomplished that we wanted to knock out. And I'm going to be live again this Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So you guys get to do a check-in and see how far we got. And I don't want these streams to always be about me. I do want you guys to know you can always hop in and come in the call and ask questions. You can come in the streams and ask questions. And I can also help you out with your boards and help you get set up. So just know, right now it's about me, but it's just because I'm showing you the practice. And after the practice, hopefully you all decide that you want to also join the journey and I can help you get things done in your life as well. That being said, y'all, hope you fight for your life. If you are on YouTube, make sure you sub and you turn the notification bell on so you get alerted every time I go live or upload a new video. And if you are on TikTok, go to my YouTube because I'm never on YouTube. I'm never on TikTok. Other than that, y'all have a great one. Keep fighting for your life. And I will see you all soon. Peace. All right, TikTok. See y'all later. I hope everybody has a good day. If you at any point need any help trying to get things figured out, make sure you reach out. All right. Peace.